Hey, it's Dr. Daniel Moses here. Hope you guys are doing well. I'm so super excited to be driving to Kent this afternoon to see one of our World Circle community member, Ola Amusa. His project started a couple of months ago. It's been a very lengthy one, and I'm so super excited for this particular project, and especially with what Ola has been able to achieve. So Ola's case is quite similar to what we've done with the likes of Anthony Howell, similar to what I did myself, and as well as a few of our World Circle community member. So in this vlog today, we're going to be talking about the entire story. So I'm going to be interviewing Ola as well, and he's going to have the opportunity to kind of share with you guys, to inspire you guys that listen, anyone can literally start to build a property portfolio, and the only thing is that sometimes you don't know what you don't know. And so because you don't really know what you don't know, so many people never actually ever get started in property. So when I mean what Anthony Howell done, or when I mean what I personally done myself, maybe some of you who are going to be watching this on the YouTube channel, you would have heard where, you know, the likes of even Mariam as well, one of our clients, so I did the same thing. So for Ola Amusa, what happened in his journey was that the house he currently is converting into a 6-bed HMO. Ola used to live in this property, and then he came to one of our seminars, and he heard exactly what I always advise everyone to do. When I mean always advise everyone to do, obviously this will be subject to your personal circumstance. So I always say this, like, the house you live in is not an investment, especially if you're looking to create long-term wealth through assets and property. What you really want to do is to, first of all, acquire assets that pays you cash flow, that produce cash flow for you, that pays you money, and then, you know, own enough of those assets and then buy property for you to live in. Now, in England, you know, and maybe even in America and some other different countries, especially in Africa, you know, people often go and buy where they live. People want to own where they live, you know. But in my way of my wealth creation method, I've always stated this: it's better to own multiple assets that produces you cash flow first, then, you know, buy where you live. So all I listened to that message in that seminar. Obviously this is not a seminar, it's not a masterclass, it's not a training, it's a vlog, you know, and I really want you guys to kind of enjoy the story. So Ola, he listened to every single thing I said in, you know, in the wealth creation formula, and he decided to turn his personal home that he lived in into an investment property. Now, he could have actually turned it into just a normal, you know, buy-to-let property where someone else is just rents it and probably find somewhere else to rent. But that model would not probably give him enough cash flow, and as well as that model would not allow him to really generate an income on the long run that would be suitable enough, and as well as having enough money to buy the next property. So, and what he did was to go around the HMO route to converting this house from a standard 3-bed property into becoming a 6-bedroom HMO with 6 bathrooms. 4 of the rooms going to have their own kitchens. 4 of the rooms are going to be having their own kitchenette. So I'm going to pack it there for now, all right, and we're going to share more about the story. So I'll see you when we get to Gravesend. See you soon, guys. Take care. I remember when he first came to Property Wealth, he joined one of our masterclass, and he didn't know exactly what to do and how to get into property. But he listened to case studies like Anthony Howell, my personal case study where I turned my existing family home into a 6-bed HMO, and that property revalued around over £700,000 a couple of years ago. That actual property now is now worth about £800,000. So I'm currently here with Ola. My power team is the guys that's also developing this property for him. So there wasn't a lot of complications for him to go through. So we're going to go into the property now. Ola is in the building. So we're going to be interviewing him. I'm going to share exactly what we're doing with this property. As you can see, there's been a double-story extension here on the side of the building, okay, and then there's been a massive interior alteration, completely back to bricks in the inside. So this used to be a very massive, space outside the property, but what we were able to do was to get a planning approval for a double-story extension, okay. And as you can see here as well, a brand new water system is being completely installed, and this is very, very important when it comes to HMO conversions. When you're turning a C3 property into a C4 use, specifically when you have lots of en-suites in the building, it's very, very important for you to have a new complete water connection into the property so that you don't then end up having low water supply. You want to have high water voltage supply in the property. So you can see it's a brand new water connection going into the main Thames water supply in the property. We've got James the builder is there as well, and we're just currently doing this video. So as you come into this property now, so this will not be the new entrance. So there's going to be a wall somewhere here, all right, and then this is going to be bedroom number 1. Now parallel to that, so this used to be the main entrance into the property. So now we've now added this massive extension into this building. So as you come into this section of the property, all right, we currently have a bed set section of the property. So this here is going to be a bed set. So when I mean a bed set, or maybe some of you will call it a studio, so it means that it has its own ensuite and it also has its own kitchen, okay. And projectively, this will rent for a minimum of £900 per calendar month once it's completed. So the shower room is going to be somewhere in this section here, and then we're going to have the kitchenette area here, all right, with all fitted electric cookers, okay. And as we come out from this bedroom, we step into a communal kitchen, which we're currently going to be building in this section. So there's going to be a communal kitchen being put in this section, so which would mean that this bedroom here, which is bedroom number 2 on the ground floor, will have access to this communal kitchen, okay. Now as you come into the property, we have got bedroom number 2. So this is bedroom number 2. By the way, this used to be like a second reception room in this property. So we've kept this retaining wall, and obviously we have the outside retaining wall as well. So we've kept both walls, and this is not become a bedroom. So this bedroom currently here is not an ensuite, all right? It's an off-suite room, so meaning it has its own bathroom outside. So this is bedroom number 2. So as we come out from bedroom number 2, we're going to step into bedroom number 3. So now bedroom number 3 again is another bed set bedroom, okay, which most of us would probably call a studio bedroom. So here, this section is your current ensuite, all right. This is your current ensuite, and then on this section you have your kitchen, all right. You have your kitchenette area. Now there was a chimney breast on this section. As you can see, this chimney breast is being completely removed, and as you can, if you pan the camera to the ceilings, you will see here that basically all the ceiling is been removed because they needed to be highly insulated and as well as fireboarded, okay, which is required when you're building an HMOs. So this property is being completely back, to break some of the walls are great, so not of the walls that has been completely stripped back, because this looks good and that look good as well. However, this section here would need to be re-fireboarded and plastered. So we have a very massive bedroom, which is again a studio room, or some of us will also, obviously by rules and regulations, called a bed set bedroom. So now we're going to go into the final section on the ground floor, and we're going to go upstairs as well. So as I mentioned before, we got bedroom number 1 there, we got a bedroom number 2, and then we have a bed set number 3. So bed set number 1, bedroom number 2 with an ensuite, which I'm going to be sharing with you now, and then this bedroom has its own kitchen. So when you come here, so there's an off suite. So this room on the ground floor, which is bedroom number 2, this is his own private ensuite. So he's going to come out, use a shower here, use a toilet here, and this room is completely allocated to him and him only. Okay, so which is called in the building, for those of you who are not into construction or building, or maybe you're not not quite sure what that means. So this is an off suite, so it's not an ensuite, so it's not in the room, it's outside of the bedroom, so it's called an off suite. All right, so we're going to go upstairs as well. And now before we actually go upstairs, right, so this section of this property is going to be the storage, where you have the boilers, the water tankers, and so on and so forth. All of that's going to get kept in here. And then you have the back door leading to the garden area. Okay, so as I mentioned before, this section is going to be a communal kitchen for just 2 rooms to share. All right, so let's go upstairs, man. So as we've just come up the stairs, as you look to this particular side of the building, which is your right hand side, this is a communal space. Currently is being formed. All right, you have all the timbers forming this communal space. So here probably he's going to put a TV there or something, I don't know, whatever he's going to do with that. When it's finished, we're going to come back and show you what it looks like. So this is your communal space. You might want to call it a reception room, you might want to call it a living room, you might want to call it anything you want. But we've actually really, I remember when I was actually giving the ideas to the architect, because as a World Circle member, one of the things that I do is I don't leave my mentees alone. I help and I help and I help through the entire process, so they don't make no mistakes and get the potentials of their buildings. So having said that, so this is now bedroom number 4. So bedroom number 4 has its own ensuite as well, and as well as this section somewhere here is going to have its own kitchenette. All right, so kitchenette is somewhere here, and then you have the bathroom here. Again, another very massive bedroom. So as we go to the other section right there, we have got bedroom number 5. So bedroom number 5, all right, so bedroom number 5, ladies and gents, okay, it's again another very huge size bedroom. Fantastic size, by the way. So this room here is going to be utilizing an off suite in this section. So this is an off suite. So this room here is specifically going to have access to the shower. So the doors of this bathroom is going to have its own lock. Okay, it's going to have its own lock. So which means that this room has single access. Again, what also this means is that should any of the ensuite break down, they can actually have a spare 2 bathroom in the building that they can also use, because from time to time when you have ensuite buildings without a spare bathroom, that can be a little bit of an issue. So having 2 off-suite in this property reduces the pressure should there be a problem where tenants cannot have showers in their property. Finally, on the double-story extension, we have due to the safety of this section, I'm going to ask you to stay there. I'm just telling my cameraman to stay there. All right, so I can take all the risk. You don't want to take all the risk, because I'm a risk taker. That's what I do. Okay, I take risk every single day. So this section is bedroom number 6. As you can see, this is the extension that is being built, and this is again going to have its own kitchen, and it has its own ensuite. And this room is also going to be rented for at least a minimum of £900. By the way, when we analyzed this deal, the other rooms that hasn't got ensuite there but have all suites will rent for about £750 in Gravesend. So this is a fantastic property that Ola has been able to acquire for himself. I mean, when he bought this property, he never thought that he was going to convert it into an investment property. As I mentioned before, when I got started in my journey as a property developer and as an HMO landlord, I turned my own existing home into an HMO investment, which now currently generates about £6,250 month in, month out. When we've revalued it a couple of years ago, it was valued over 700,000. That was in Bromley. So now let me talk about numbers on this particular property. On the worst case scenario, this property will value at £600,000. That's the worst case. Okay, so if it's valued as a standard brick and mortar, 6 bedroom, 6 ensuite, it will value at £600,000. Now, once we were looking at it, if you was to get a commercial revaluation based on the numbers and based on the significant value that has been added to this property will revalue for around about 750, best case scenario. And now, obviously, the market has been a bit volatile in the last couple of months. So best case scenario, £750,000, and mid case scenario probably will value about 675. So those are the numbers on this property. The actual refurb cost of this property has been around about £200,000 or so. I think about about approximately £200,000 is being the cost of turning this whole thing into exactly as it looks like. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to look for Ola somewhere. He's talking to the builder downstairs, and I'm going to be interviewing him. And yeah, I'll see you soon. Yes, we got Ola Amusa, my man. What's good? How are you?
Boss of the bosses.
Look, you, the African says boss of the bosses.
Proud African, you know.
Yeah, I know. We're here. How do you feel right now? Like, you're almost completing your project.
Yeah, no,
how do you feel?
Super excited. You know, when I go in, the last time I came here, this wasn't there. So I'm thinking in my head, what's going to turn out, what's going to look like.
Yeah.
You know, as soon as I step my leg in here, I can see the future.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
How do you feel, especially knowing that you used to live in this house?
Well, I think, you know, at first, I found it hard to let go. But now the fact that I let go and I know what I'm going to get back in return, that makes me super happy.
Yeah.
Trust me, because this is the best decision I ever make, and thanks to you for your advice.
I know.
Thank you so much.
I still remember the first time you came to, you came to the masterclass.
Yeah.
And then you listened to where I shared my case study, where I said I turned my existing home into an investment property, because I always say this: the house you live in is not an investment. All right. However, depending on how you look at it, but theoretically, the house you live in is not an investment, because it takes money out of your pocket.
Of course.
But when you own enough of this kind of houses that put a lot of money in your pocket, so let's just say you own 10 of this. Now you can leverage on that 10, all right, do a portfolio equity release, and then buy where you want to live cash. Okay? And maybe 10 years time, you're living in a place that has no mortgage. And you have 10 of this, paying your cash flow. You never have to work in a day in your life if that's what you choose. And then, buying your existing home, so not your existing home, buying your ongoing home to live in, would then make us an absolute sense, because you have 10 of them. You created this from, property portfolio from where you used to live in, and then you've gone to own 10. And then from the 10th, you own the 11th property. And the 11th property is now where you live in. It's absolutely amazing, isn't it?
Of course it is.
It can take you 1 year, it can take you 2 years, it can take you 3 years, it can take you 4 years, depending on how your risk appetite is. So regardless. But one of the biggest parts, what I said to you, was to set yourself a 5-year goal. A 5-year goal to maybe doing this kind of deals 2 a year, or maybe even 1 a year. So it's really good to see, how this has gone.
Yeah.
So what has been your biggest lesson?
For me, I believe it's education. I get myself educated, because if I know what I know from last year till now, trust me, I've been doing this ages ago. You understand? Yeah. Like, this property was there. At the point I wasn't even living there. I keep paying the mortgage. It's just there. And
at a point, you stopped living here.
Yeah,
and you were just paying the mortgage.
I was just paying the mortgage.
Where was you living then?
I was in Bristol.
Oh, you moved down to Bristol?
I moved down to Bristol. So when I saw you online, you start talking, then I started thinking like, okay, hang on, if I'm able to convert that property, it can actually be a business. Then I think when I came to the masterclass after that, so I watched the video over and over. I'll be very honest, it's kind of difficult for me to let go of the property, because this is my first house. Yeah. So it's kind of difficult, but in the long run, I said to myself, I have to do this. And the moment I let go, everything just started making sense, start, kicking in, just like that. And this is where we are now.
And you're almost close to completing this project.
Almost done.
Yeah.
I mean, if you go around, if you look at it, it's looking wonderful at the moment.
I know.
The partitioning, everything is there. Even this space here, I didn't even realize it's as big as this, to be honest. So when they are doing the partitioning, I feel like it's small, but now I can see it properly. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's amazing.
I remember going through the entire process. I remember helping you with the drawings, the sketches, sending over to the architect.
I remember what I was going to submit, you looked at it, you were like, no, Ola, actually, you can get more out of this house. I'm like, really? Then you were like, you can get 6 rooms, 6 toilets, and 2 kitchens. No, 5 kitchens.
Yep.
I'm like, how is that possible? Then like, okay, no, don't worry. I'm going to come to your property and I will show you. So when you're doing this sketching, I'm like, wow. It is gonna be possible. Then there we are now. It's possible. Thank you so much. I'm super excited. I mean, I wasn't expecting, the property to be this big, to be honest.
Yep.
The extension, this is not what I was expecting. So when you came in and you scheduled the whole thing, I'm like, wow. When you do your discussion, I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
So we are here and I'll be honest with you, I'm very, very happy right now. I'm speechless. Wow. I am speechless.
Great.
Thank you so much.
So would you say you could have been able to do this all by your own?
No.
Why?
No. Because, you see, with property, from my experience, there's a lot into, to property. Like when it comes to the applications and all those things, and if you look at it from the aspect of, I want to own a house, I want to buy a house, I want to extend it, it's easy. But when they come into practical, it's difficult. Yeah. You understand? You need to understand the law. You need to make sure you are doing the right thing. Yeah. You need to keep an eye on your builder as well to make sure they are doing the right thing as well. And thank God I have somebody like you on my back, always telling me, all I know, this is wrong, this is how you do this is how you do that. Yeah. And the fact that I always, get on the phone with you and start saying, Dr. Dan, this is what is going on, I need help. Like, okay, this is what you do, that's what you do. You pointing me around as a mentor have, really helped me, and it makes it much more easier for me. Trust me, I know what you've done for me, and thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. It means a lot. Thank you so much. It means a lot. It means a lot. I'm here to serve, by the way. Oh, you're going to make me cry now. You're doing it. You're doing it. Yeah, so, thank you so much. So, just before we, kind of end the interview, how much did you now raise in total? Because you're doing this a lot with OPM, other people's money. How much did you raise? All in all, is it with the bank or in general? So, we released some equity. Yeah. All right. Inclusive of private investors. With the private investors, with the equity, that's going to about 190,000. So the equity you released from the house, the property was 190,000. No, the equity plus the other money from other investors. You raised 190,000 altogether. Yes. Altogether. Yes. Okay. So, but initially you released some money from the bank. How much was that? 220,000. Pay off my mortgage. About 90,000. Yeah. Then I have about 130 left. Mm-hmm. Then I raise extra 70,000 with investors. What about the builder? You're forgetting that aspect. 50,000 plus. Exactly. That's the one you helped me with. Exactly. Yeah. So, anyways, I mean, we don't have all the numbers here. When we come back once this property is completed, we will be kind of giving you guys all the exact numbers. What's your worst case scenario? Because I think the worst case scenario is revaluation is about 600, isn't about it? 66, within 600 to 650. That's your worst case? That's the worst case scenario. Okay, because from the numbers I remembered in my head, I said worst case scenario was 600, mid case scenario was 675, and your best case was about 750-ish. 750. Is that about right? Yeah, that's about right. But yeah, that's about right, yeah. Yeah? Yeah. Great. So good to have you on this interview, and I just can't wait to come back and show everyone what an amazing job you've done. Thank you so much. So without word of a doubt, would you recommend Dr. Daniel Moses Property Wealth? What? How's the support been? Any day, anytime, I'm going to recommend it. The support is just amazing. It's amazing. I've seen people that have got mentors. I have a friend of mine in Manchester who have got mentors. So when I start sharing my experience, how you've been handling the whole thing, helping me out, it was like, is that a mentor or you're on like an apprenticeship? I said, no, it's my mentor. I was like, wow. So his mentor never do that. I only visited his property twice. Like when he bought it, then when they finished it, I'm like, really? How many times have I been here? I can't remember. How many times? I think it's been about 4 or 5 times now. 4 or 5 times? Yeah, I've been here since the project started. Yes, but what about before the project started? How many times did I come here? All in all, it's about 4 or 5 times. Before the project, it's more. It's more than that. Because before the project, you've been here twice. Yes. Then now you've been here 4 or 5 times. Yeah. Thank you so much. I wanted to get that right. Great, Ola. Thank you so much for talking to us. Thank you. Congratulations, and we cannot wait to get this property revalued early part of next year. And crack on the next one. Congratulations, man. Thank you so much. Good to see you. Thank you. Great. Guys, you just heard Ola basically shared his case study with us. We're so super excited, to have had a chat with him. So if you are looking to getting your journey started, make sure to reach out to the team. There's going to be a link below this video. Reach out to the team
You know, let's get you started. Let's help you get your property wealth creation on the way. You've heard it from Ola, the power of mentorship, the power of guidance, the power of support. This is what this is all about. If I have done it, if Ola have done it, and so many other individuals within the wealth circle community have done it, you too can do it. I'll see you on the next one. Take care, guys.